Alrighty, B44.2 Bag Eye. This is the top deck build. There's a couple steps in here before we get onto the rear top deck. Want the countersunk beveled side up. Doesn't matter which way you point it as long as it's up. Now the manual is going to show you to put the ball stud on the outer hole of each side through the bottom. I run my camber links long, so I am going to put mine in the inner hole. It's a little stronger in there, but the nice thing about these newer kits is they use the bigger washers and the bigger lock nuts. So running the outer hole isn't a big issue anymore. You get a lot more support this way when you run them on the outer hole with these bigger nuts and the bigger washers. So that's a big improvement there. Back in the 44 days we had the small washers and the small nuts, but this right here is a lot better. Nothing fancy going on here. We're just gonna put it together. Like I say, I'm putting mine in the inner hole because I like a lazy suspension, and works good for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and build mine the way I would run it. This will be my third one of these I've put together, so I'm just going straight to the setup I like for our track. Now your antenna holder is supposed to go on like this, underneath the bottom, just like that. And there's going to be a set screw that goes in there. Your antenna goes in, and then there's this little set screw right here that just goes in there and holds the antenna in place. But I don't run an antenna, I just run mine down the back of the top deck. So what I'm doing, just so I have a place to run my wire up through, is I run mine over the top. I could run it down underneath the bottom too, and then just run the screws down over the top. And in this case, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I believe it was Wild Cherry that said that, came up with that idea. Wild Cherry. This one here, he's the one that spurred me and sparked me into messing with them slippers. I thought, you know, we got all that room for adjustment and experimenting, so I started tinkering with them, and I'm all the way up to a 5-pad now. So I'm going to go ahead and run this down through here. Just see how it works out this time around. I may want to go back over the top, I don't know, but that's definitely cleaner looking. Kind of cool looking, really, isn't it? We'll find out. So, got that part done. Then we got the body post. I know most guys are running Velcro, but still got to have your body post on there because they keep the body in line, and you still got to run body clips. Personally, I think it's a good idea to run a body clip even if you are running Velcro. But you take this short button head, just screw that down, snug her up. Try to get it to where it's square on the top. Mine always comes off a little bit crooked on top. Got that much there. Now your front bulkhead. You're going to have the flat side right here facing the front. You're going to run a couple button heads up through there. Nope, don't want to lose my set screw. I'm going to save that. You never know, you might need that for something someday. Hang on to those. If you're not running an antenna, you want to save all them little screws. You never know, you might want to use it on your motor cam, on your motor bulkhead, if you lose one or something. You're just 440, looks like 440 3/8, is that what they are? 440 3/8 button heads. Just run them up through there like so. There we go. And these washers run up underneath here. That's how you change your height, lower and raise your ball studs. Like if you want to change your roll center or something. So we're going to go with the box stock roll center. I prefer it over any of them that I've tinkered with, especially on our track. So I'm going to run it that way. Now, the manual says to go ahead and put this on here, which is fine. It's okay to go ahead and do that. You're going to have this. You have your slipper in there. Go ahead and put the stock one in there. Like so. And the manual is going to want you to tell you to go ahead and do this, but what I do is I'm going to leave mine loose because it makes installing the electronics a lot easier if you can move that out of your way. You know, get that out of your way, and it makes running the wires easier. If you want to go ahead and just cinch it down and be done with it, that's fine too, because it's not a whole lot harder. But I've built so many of them, I've kind of got the hang of doing it this way. I can pull it off and out of my way real easy if I want. I'm just setting these screws on there for now, just so I can kind of show you that way I don't lose them. And when I'm ready to do my electronics, I can just pull that off, and got all that room in there to do my electronics. And I'm going to do my electronics a little differently this time than I normally do, so I'm going to be like a fish out of water. I'm going to do mine like a rigger does his. I've pulled that slipper enough times lately that the way I've been running them with my wire going through here, it's become a headache. So I'm going to start running mine that way. I think we've grown accustomed to the way most of us, I'm going to say 90% of us, run our wire. We've gotten accustomed to doing it that way because we think it looks cleaner and everything. And these two screws right here, they go in this front bulkhead right here. So you're just going to want to set them off to the side for now, or you can just set them like that. I just take and screw them in there on the back side just a little bit, just so they don't go nowhere, and I know where they're at. And then when I'm ready to do my electronics, I can pull that thing off and go to town on my electronics. And I can still set it back on there just to, you know, position things the way I want and whatnot. Makes the electronics a lot easier sometimes. So that's set, and we're going to move on to the page 12 part of the manual, and that would be the top deck build for the rear top deck build. It's a little more work than that, a little more process, so I'll get back with you here in just a bit. Talk to you later.